New tonight, we're tracking a new Assembly bill that's raising concerns and causing confusion about how it could impact your right to defend yourself. Assembly Bill 1333, which aims to tighten rules around self-defense. But the lawmaker who introduced the bill insists the intent is misunderstood and promises changes. ABC 10's Garshpal Sangha joins us in studio now to explain. Garshpal?
Laura, the bill, I am told, seeks to close a loophole following a 2022 Supreme Court decision that expands gun rights. But the original language in the bill surrounding self-defense has left opponents worried. So I spoke to the bill's author and opponent, also an opponent, and a defense attorney to get their take on what's at stake. Assembly Bill 1333, released 2 weeks ago, was meant to address what some see as a growing problem with vigilantism and public gun use, after a Supreme Court ruling nearly 3 years ago expanded the right to carry handguns in public for self-defense.
It is intended to make sure that people understand that they can't go out in public, pick a fight with someone, and then shoot them and rely on self-defense as a defense in those cases.
But the bill's original language has sparked confusion and backlash. One part of the proposal says killing someone in certain situations, such as to protect your home or belongings, is no longer considered justifiable. Neither is when excessive force is used.
This bill does nothing and will do nothing to prevent someone from protecting themselves, their loved ones, or their home.
Assemblymember Rick Chavez, the Burr, says they are making changes to make sure their intention is clear.
This is meant to make sure that the public feels safe and is safe in public places.
But critics like Craig DeLuz, Director of Communications for the California Republican Assembly, believe the bill could create confusion around when self-defense is justified.
My first reaction was clearly this is offered by someone who doesn't understand use of force law, doesn't understand use of force situations.
DeLuz worries the bill could have an unintended consequence.
And what this does, it puts them in a situation where they could potentially hesitate and it could cost them or someone they love their lives.
Defense attorney Mike Wise, who has handled homicide cases for decades, believes the bill could complicate decision-making process for jurors.
Having tried a lot of homicide cases over the last 30 years, this is the kind of legislation that might sound good in a classroom, but it's not going to help jurors making critical decisions on a case like this, on a murder case.
Wise also questions the need for the bill. He says the current self-defense law is clear.
And that law has stood the test of time. It's common sense. It makes sense to jurors. This modification really overcomplicates it, and I don't think it's going to fly in a courtroom.
And so right now we are waiting on an amended version of this bill. And remember, we still have to go through the entire process, the Assembly and the Senate process, before it gets to the governor's desk. He still has to sign it. So this is in the very early stages. And Laura, Attorney Wise believes the language could violate the U.S. Constitution.
Okay, I can tell there's a lot of moving parts of this story, a lot of people impacted by this. Keep us posted on the new developments. Garshpal, thank you.